Hi, Brandon. I'm Lauren. I'm a student at the University of Florida, and I'm in an entrepreneurship class where I need to interview three people, three college students. And would you mind if I spent 10 minutes of your time interviewing you?
Absolutely not. I'm more than happy to be interviewed.
Okay, awesome. So, how old are you?
21 years old.
21. What a great age.
Right.
So, I understand you're a college student.
That's the case.
Where do you go to school?
Currently Griffith College in Ireland, but usually at the University of Florida.
Ireland. Wow.
Really exciting. There's a lot of beer there, which I think will be relevant today.
Probably. How are you liking it there?
It's beautiful, absolutely. We actually brought really incredible weather with us when we came over, so it's been very sunny, very pleasant the past couple of days. Everyone in Ireland has been thanking us this whole time because it's like the best summer on record. Like, honestly, never been more beautiful. Today it rained for the first time, so that was a bit of a drag, but I couldn't be happier. It's been a beautiful, beautiful experience.
Wow, that's awesome. So, back when you are at University of Florida, do you like to go to any of the sporting events or do anything special for those?
I would never miss a Gator football game. My dad's an alumni, so I've been going to Gator football since before I was born, actually. And football's obviously my favorite, but I go to a lot of the Gator baseball games also. Those are free, which is pretty nice.
Oh, sounds nice. So, do you usually tailgate before these functions or
Obviously.
obviously? Yeah. Yeah. So, would you say you have any issues doing that or any problems that arise with the Florida heat and
I mean, no, not typically. I mean, occasionally you get heat stroke and fall down the bleachers. That's,
has that happened to you before?
not me, but nearby, absolutely. Student section's a rowdy place. And then always, sometimes your beer gets, kind of shitty. But it could be worse.
Could be worse. So at tailgates, would you say like your beer gets kind of warm on the day games, like the morning games, night games, evening games?
Definitely the day games. I mean, last season, I think it was like 102 during one of the noon games. And
Wow.
that's, it doesn't get much worse than 102. And while you're drinking, you're dehydrated. It's a recipe for disaster, like I said. And sometimes you fall down the bleachers.
Would you say you have an issue with the heat and your drinks getting warm too fast or?
Personally, not that often. I just try and finish my drink before it could get warm. But now that I'm getting a bit older and I try and pace myself a bit better, sometimes my drinks do get quite warm.
So do you have any solution to that? Do you usually solve it somehow or?
You know, People recommend koozies will keep your drinks cold, but in my experience, they aren't the best. I did buy a Yeti cup, shameless plug for them. They do a phenomenal job of keeping your drink cold. You just pour it in there and it'll stay cold for days. But, you know, any other solution would be welcome.
Do you usually use the Yeti cup on game days or?
Not if it's at my house, if I'm tailgating at my house, usually yes I do, but I'm not gonna bring it with me to out exterior tailgate or a fraternity house or one of the alumni tailgates, nothing like that. So those times you just have red Solo cups, that kind of thing.
Have you ever tried to figure out a solution for it at regular tailgates? Like, have you ever Googled it or done anything like that?
No, I've never actually done any research. I just kind of go with the flow type of guy. I just I see what works and I emulate.
You said your parents, you've been tailgating since before you were born. Have you asked your family on what they did, or did they have any?
So the part where I said I drink my drinks before they get cold, I'm sorry, while they're still cold before they get warm, I got that from my family. So no, I don't. I haven't actually asked about their personal solutions, but I'm sure they've engineered something, Gilligan's Island style.
Do they usually have like a cooler there to keep the drinks cold?
Yeah.
Is that
usually there's a couple dozen coolers, and ice and the beer's on ice, and that's good enough.
So they do bring like nice beers with, I mean, nice coolers with all that stocked. Because I know a lot of places, like most tailgates at fraternity houses or regular houses don't have that because they run out of ice and don't want to buy more. And
Well, we're lucky. We have an ice machine, so you get the ice from the ice machine. You fill up whatever sort of contraption you have to hold the keg, and it stays pretty cold. But the nicer tailgates, like the alumni tailgates, the ones I go to with my parents, yeah, they bring coolers. They fill the coolers with ice, and then the beers are cool.
but after a while, my ice melts and
Yeah,
then you're
that does happen. Ice does
out of
melt.
luck.
Yeah, that's the bane of my existence is the ice melting and the beer getting warm. But as far as I can tell, I've never found a solution worth mentioning. So I stick with the tried and true methods.
So just trying to drink it faster.
Yep,
If you did have an easy solution, do you think you would use it?
absolutely.
Yeah.
If it was a cost-effective solution, not something that costs as much as the beer we're drinking, then yeah, I would absolutely make use of it.
Oh, that's great. So what was the very first thing you did when you realized that at a party the ice ran out and all of the beer is getting warm?
Sent a pledge to get more ice.
Ah, well, that's handy.
Yeah, but I assume once I graduate and I'm in the real world, there won't be pledges because you can't really take your interns home from work. So I figure I'll have to fix that sort of problem rather soon and have to develop a new strategy.
Probably. What happens when the pledges aren't pledges? Like they're brothers. Can you still?
You got new guys.
Oh, so just a steady flow.
Yeah,
That must be nice.
yeah.
Yeah. So you said at the day games the worst during baseball season. That's in the spring, right?
Yes.
So is it still an issue then, even though it's not in like football season?
It's less of an issue. I think the tailgating atmosphere is more prevalent during football season than it is baseball season. So while you pregame, it's not typically as concentrated, and it's not typically as big an event. During Gator football, the tailgate's as big a deal as the football game. Game days are the highlights of every week. But for baseball, it's more of a casual experience. A couple of guys, a couple of girls will go pregame a little bit, tailgate, and then go over to the baseball game. And it's, right there. So,
Yeah. And I know as a guy you like to keep the woman around you happy, so have they ever come up to you complaining and you've had to find any solution for them?
absolutely. Most of the girls I don't know don't drink beer, but
So for other drinks,
but whatever their drink of choice is, yeah, it's always a problem.
yeah. Girls don't like warm drinks. Probably throw
No.
away them before they
I
drink
think
them.
that's a universal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure every girl doesn't like warm drinks. They usually pawn them off on those pledges I mentioned.
Ah, well, they kind of seem like they get short of the end of the stick and everything.
Yeah, but then 4 years go by and you're the older guy and there are pledges now. And,
That's true.
yeah, you're paying it forward. It's a good system.
Eventually get your time to shine.
Right, just like an intern. One day you're the CEO and there's another guy getting your coffee and it's fun.
So before you had your Yeti, did you use any other things to keep your drink cold?
Just koozies, just like there are the bottle koozies with like the little zipper thing, and there's the padded ones. And I never really saw a difference. I felt like my beer was the same in a cup with no koozie versus with a koozie. But if there was one that worked better, I would definitely be interested. But
Have you ever had a koozie like drip on you from?
oh, all the time. And the worst is when you're wearing like a nice shirt and you have a drink and it's just dripping everywhere. I mean, that's just the worst.
Oh yeah, I've had that happen to me too. It
Really?
sucks on my dress. Oh, it's
Oh, I can't imagine.
Terrible.
Can't imagine. It must be terrible. Like sundresses and stuff for game days. Those are nice. You don't want that to happen. And we have like luckily we went with Nike like dry fit polos for our game day attire. Those are fine. You just throw those in the wash and everything comes out. But before we had like button downs,
ooh.
and that was the worst decision ever. So it was a good day when we moved past those.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, I just wanted to thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoy the next football season.
Thank you very much. You're very welcome.